When I look in the mirror, I don't see the man I want to be. I see the man I must destroy. That version of me that clings to excuses, that surrenders to weakness, that hides behind comfort, he must die. Because the truth is brutal. The world doesn't care about your pain, your struggles, or your laziness. Life only rewards those who crush the weaker version of themselves and rebuild into something unstoppable. Every dream you have, every goal you chase requires sacrifice. You cannot carry dead weight and expect to rise. You must burn away fear, suffocate self-doubt, and rip apart the comfort that chains you. Rebirth only comes from destruction. If you truly want power, discipline, respect, and freedom, you have to bleed for it. You must confront the war inside your own mind and walk through the fire willingly. Stop clinging to the soft version of you. Kill him. Build the one the world cannot break. Because no savior is coming. You are the savior. Your old self is the enemy. And until you destroy him, you will never taste victory. Weakness is a disease, and the only cure is destruction. Most people live their entire lives protecting their weaknesses, building excuses around them, decorating their flaws with comforting words like acceptance or self-love, when in reality, they are simply prisoners who have made peace with their chains. The reason greatness feels unreachable is because weakness stands at the gate, guarding you from the life you deserve. Until you destroy it, you will never truly grow. Growth is not a pretty process. Growth is not peaceful meditation or gentle self-talk. Growth is violent. Growth is chaos. Growth demands sacrifice. It demands that you rip away the lies you've told yourself for years. Weakness cannot be reasoned with. It cannot be negotiated with. It has to be crushed without mercy. The version of you that wakes up late, that avoids discipline, that hides from challenges, he has to be buried. You must commit a ruthless act of self-destruction against the weakest version of yourself. You know why? Because weakness breeds more weakness. The more you let it breathe, the more it spreads. Skip a workout today and it becomes 10 skip workouts tomorrow. Procrastinate once and it becomes a habit. Tell yourself it's okay once and soon mediocrity feels normal. Weakness doesn't just hold you back. It multiplies. It multiplies until your entire life is ruled by it, and suddenly you are 40 years old, broke, bitter, angry, blaming the world, when the truth is you never destroyed the version of yourself that needed to die. Every man and woman who has ever achieved greatness has done it not by adding more, but by removing. Removing weakness, removing laziness, removing excuses. They stripped themselves down until all that was left was raw strength, focus, and relentless drive. The foundation of growth is not built on addition, but subtraction. The process is painful. It feels like you're tearing yourself apart from the inside out, because in many ways you are. You are dismantling the fragile identity you've been protecting your whole life. You are breaking your own heart. You are killing off comfort, which feels like killing off safety, and yet in that destruction, there is freedom. You must destroy your fear of failure by failing and standing back up. You must destroy your self-doubt by proving to yourself you can win. You must destroy your attachment to comfort by choosing the harder path every single day. And when you think you've given everything, you must destroy the lie that tells you you've done enough. Growth is only possible in the ashes of weakness. Look at fire. Before it can create new life, it burns the old to the ground. The forest doesn't grow without destruction. The phoenix doesn't rise without burning. The same is true for you. Stop protecting your weaknesses like they're sacred. Stop pampering the part of you that wants to stay average. That voice in your head that says, rest, take it easy, you deserve it. That is not your friend. That is the enemy. That is weakness disguising itself as self-care. And if you keep listening, it will rob you of everything. Destroy it. Kill it with discipline, with effort, with sacrifice. Stand in the fire willingly and let it burn away every ounce of fragility until only strength remains. And understand this, weakness will fight back. The moment you try to change, it will whisper louder. It will tell you you're tired. It will tell you tomorrow is a better day. It will tell you you're not capable. And in that moment, you must recognize the war inside your mind. The war is not with the world. The war is not with circumstances. The war is with yourself. Your weakness wants to live. Your weakness wants to rule you. And the only way to grow is to be merciless enough to destroy it. You will cry in this process. You will feel broken. You will doubt yourself. But these are the signs that the old you is dying, and that death is necessary. No man or woman ever built themselves into a warrior, a leader, a king or queen without first breaking the weaker version apart. That destruction is the birthplace of strength. That pain is proof of progress. That suffering is the cost of transformation. If you want to rise above the ordinary, if you want to taste greatness, if you want to live with power and respect, you must understand this truth. Destruction of weakness is the foundation of growth. And when you finally kill that weaker version, you will realize you never needed him. He was the weight pulling you under. He was the chain on your ankles. He was the excuse for every failure. The moment you bury him, the moment you burn him, you will feel the strength that was always inside you waiting. The world bows only to the strong. Life bends only to the relentless. Growth belongs only to those who have the courage to destroy their weakness without mercy. Destroy it now or be destroyed by it forever. Comfort is the greatest prison humanity has ever built, and most people are serving a life sentence without even realizing it. Comfort feels warm, safe, familiar. It feels like a blanket you never want to take off. But underneath that blanket, your muscles grow weak, your spirit grows soft, and your mind becomes fragile. Comfort doesn't look like a cage, but it is. It doesn't come with iron bars or locked doors, but it traps you more effectively than steel ever could. The moment you settle into comfort, you stop fighting, you stop growing, you stop chasing. Comfort kills ambition, and it does it quietly so you don't even notice it's happening until years have passed, and the life you dreamed of has rotted away. Look around you. The majority of people live in comfort, not because they have earned greatness, but because they surrendered to mediocrity. They work just enough to get by, they chase just enough to survive, they avoid pain at all costs, and they call it happiness. But deep down, they know they are trapped. Deep down, they feel the dull ache of unfulfilled potential. The tragedy is not that they don't have enough. It's that they never had the courage to leave comfort behind. Comfort is seductive. It whispers, stay here, you're safe, don't risk, don't push, don't fight. And that whisper is the sound of your dreams being strangled. Comfort convinces you that tomorrow will be the day you start. Tomorrow you'll work harder. Tomorrow you'll chase your vision. Tomorrow you'll break free. But tomorrow never comes because comfort will always give you another excuse to delay. It will always tell you to wait until conditions are perfect, until you feel ready, until the stars align. That day never comes, and so your life becomes a graveyard of postponed dreams. The greatest prison is not one that locks your body, it's one that locks your mind in endless cycles of waiting and wishing. Growth is never born in comfort. Think about the strongest steel. It is forged in fire, not kept at room temperature. Think about the human body. It only grows stronger when it is pushed to the edge, when the muscles are torn, when the lungs burn, when the heart races. Think about the mind. It only sharpens when it is tested, challenged, broken, and rebuilt. Nothing powerful, nothing unshakable, nothing legendary has ever been born in comfort. Yet most people spend their lives doing everything possible to avoid discomfort. They avoid pain, they avoid struggle, they avoid fear. And in doing so, they avoid growth. The truth is this: comfort is not a reward, it is a trap. The more comfortable you become, the less willing you are to risk losing it. You cling to it, protect it, guard it like treasure, even though it is the very thing suffocating you. Comfort makes you weak because it teaches you to avoid everything that builds strength. It makes you fragile because the moment life challenges you, you break. It makes you desperate because deep down you know you are not who you could be. Comfort robs you of the fire inside, and it does it so slowly, so gently, that you thank it for the theft. The most dangerous enemy you will ever face is not poverty, not failure, not rejection. It is comfort. Poverty pushes you to work. Failure pushes you to learn. Rejection pushes you to adapt. Comfort pushes you to do nothing. And in doing nothing, you destroy yourself. The chains of comfort are invisible, but they are heavy. You stop dreaming big because big dreams require big risks. You stop working hard because hard work requires pain. You stop believing in yourself because believing requires effort. Slowly, comfort buries you alive. But there is a way out, and it is brutal. To escape comfort, you must deliberately walk into discomfort. You must seek the pain that comfort has taught you to avoid. Wake up earlier than you want to. Train harder than your body feels capable of. Take the risks your fear screams against. Speak when your voice shakes. Move when your legs are heavy. Each time you do, you are breaking the walls of your prison. Each time you choose discomfort over ease, you are teaching yourself that freedom is found in struggle, not safety. And once you break out of that prison, you will see the truth. Comfort never gave you peace, it gave you stagnation. Comfort never gave you happiness, it gave you numbness. Comfort never gave you life, it gave you slow death disguised as security. The fire you feel when you step outside your comfort zone, the power that rises when you embrace the unknown, that is living, that is growth, that is freedom. Most people will never escape this prison. They will die inside it, surrounded by the illusion of safety. But you don't have to. You can choose differently. You can choose to burn down the walls of comfort and step into the battlefield of growth. It will hurt. It will be lonely. It will test every part of you. But in that fight, you will discover who you really are. And once you find that version of yourself, the one forged in discomfort. Nothing and no one can ever cage you again. Comfort is the greatest prison, but prisons can be broken. The question is, will you stay safe and slowly die, or will you step into the fire and truly live? Pain is the path to rebirth, and those who run from it run from the very thing that could save their lives. Pain is not the enemy. It is the greatest teacher, the most honest mirror, the most powerful sculptor of strength. Yet most people treat pain as a curse, as something to avoid at all costs. They numb it with distractions, they hide from it with comfort, they bury it with excuses. But here is the truth. Without pain, there is no change. Without pain, there is no growth. Without pain, there is no rebirth. Pain is the fire that burns away the weaker version of you. It strips you bare, leaving nothing to hide behind. It exposes your flaws, your fears, your insecurities. It brings you face to face with the parts of yourself you've tried to ignore. That confrontation hurts, but that's exactly why it's necessary. Only through pain do you realize how much more you are capable of. Only through pain do you discover the depth of your own strength. You cannot be reborn in comfort, because comfort never forces you to change. Rebirth only happens when the old you is destroyed, and that destruction comes wrapped in pain. Think about every breakthrough in your life. It came after struggle. The athlete who builds strength does so by tearing muscles and pushing through exhaustion. The entrepreneur who succeeds does so by suffering losses, sleepless nights, and constant pressure. The person who finds peace does so only after walking through heartbreak, betrayal, or loss. Pain is not optional. It is the toll every person must pay to reach the next level of life. But while most people complain about that toll, the strongest embrace it. They welcome the pain because they understand it is proof of transformation. The world has lied to you, telling you that happiness comes from avoiding pain, that if you stay comfortable, safe, and easy, you will find joy. But look closely at those who live that way. They are not happy. They are numb, restless, unsatisfied, constantly searching for meaning. They avoid pain, but in doing so, they also avoid the rebirth that pain brings. True happiness is not the absence of pain. It is the result of walking through pain and coming out stronger. The man who has endured suffering and risen above it carries a sense of power that the man who hides from pain will never know. Pain builds resilience. It hardens the mind. It toughens the spirit. It makes you unshakable in ways nothing else can. Without pain, success would feel empty because it would cost nothing. Without pain, love would feel shallow because it would risk nothing. Without pain, life would feel meaningless because it would demand nothing. Pain gives life its weight, its value, its beauty. The scars you carry are not proof of weakness. They are proof of survival, proof of growth, proof of rebirth. But here's the critical truth. Pain alone does not guarantee growth. Many people suffer, but instead of using their pain to evolve, they let it crush them. They let pain turn into bitterness, resentment, self-pity. That is not rebirth. That is decay. Pain only becomes the path to rebirth when you choose to walk through it with purpose. You must face it, accept it, and learn from it. You must use it as fuel to transform yourself. The difference between the broken and the reborn is not the pain they felt. It is the choice they made in the face of it. When pain hits you, you have two options: collapse or rise. Collapse and you stay the same, trapped in misery, repeating cycles, blaming the world. Rise and you emerge stronger, sharper, wiser, more dangerous. That is rebirth. Rebirth means taking the pain that was meant to destroy you and using it to rebuild yourself into something unbreakable. It means allowing pain to tear down the old version of you, the lazy you, the weak you, the fragile you, so that the stronger version can take its place. Understand this: you cannot protect yourself from pain forever. Life will hit you, whether you're ready or not. Loved ones will leave, failures will happen, betrayal will cut deep, and dreams will collapse. That is unavoidable. What you can control is how you respond. You can let the pain rot you, or you can let it refine you. You can curse it, or you can thank it, because while pain is brutal, it is also a gift. It gives you the chance to rebuild yourself. It gives you the chance to rise from the ashes. It gives you the chance to be reborn into someone greater. The ones who walk fearlessly into pain are the ones who dominate life. They understand that suffering is not the end, but the beginning. They know that every scar is a lesson, every wound is a story, every tear is a step forward. They don't fear pain, they use it. They bend it to their will. They let it carve them into warriors. So when pain comes, don't hide, don't run, don't drown it in distraction. Stand tall and face it. Let it tear you apart if it must, because in that tearing, the old you dies and the new you is born. Rebirth is not easy. Rebirth is not gentle. Rebirth is forged in the fire of suffering. But once you rise from it, once you walk out of the other side, you will carry a strength that nothing can take away. Pain is not your punishment. Pain is your path. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your rebirth. No one is coming to save you. Read that again and let it burn. No one is going to hand you the life you dream of. No one is going to carry you out of the darkness. No one is going to fight your battles for you. The world doesn't owe you rescue. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you gain power. The only savior you will ever meet is not out there. It is within you. It is the stronger version of yourself that you must build. The version forged in struggle, sharpened by discipline, and hardened by sacrifice. That is the only savior who can pull you out of mediocrity and lead you into greatness. Most people spend their lives waiting for luck, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for someone to notice them, invest in them, or believe in them. They wait for governments, bosses, friends, family, even fate to step in and deliver salvation. But no one is coming, and the waiting never ends. Those who cling to the idea of a rescuer remain trapped in weakness because salvation cannot be given, it must be created. You are not meant to be rescued, you are meant to evolve. The stronger version of you already exists in potential form. It is the version that wakes up early, pushes through pain, rejects excuses, and chooses discipline over comfort. It is the version that does not flinch in the face of failure, that keeps moving forward when the weaker self collapses. But that version will not magically appear. You must build it, brick by brick, choice by choice, sacrifice by sacrifice. And until you do, you will stay stuck in the same cycle of frustration, regret, and weakness. Think of the times you were broken, the moments when life crushed you. Did anyone truly save you, or did you eventually stand up on your own? People may have supported you, encouraged you, or stood by your side, but the decision to rise, that was yours. The will to keep going, that was yours. The strength to fight again, that was yours. That is the proof. The savior you are waiting for has always been you. The only difference between the defeated and the victorious is whether they built the stronger version of themselves or not. The weaker version of you wants comfort, validation, and shortcuts. He wants to be rescued because he cannot carry the weight of responsibility. He whispers lies. You can't do it. It's too hard. You need help. But the stronger version of you doesn't beg. He acts. He doesn't wait. He moves. He doesn't hope. He builds. The weaker you is drowning, but the stronger you is standing on the shore, waiting for you to kill your excuses and swim toward him. Every moment you choose discipline over laziness, every time you choose courage over fear, every day you keep fighting when it would be easier to quit, you are becoming him. And once you become him, everything changes. Because the stronger version of you doesn't look for saviors, he becomes one. He saves himself, and by doing so, he saves his future, his dreams, and even those who depend on him. He becomes unshakable, unstoppable, undeniable. The stronger version of you doesn't crumble under pressure because he was built in pressure. He doesn't fear pain because pain forged him. He doesn't fear failure because failure taught him. He doesn't beg for rescue because he already knows he is the rescue. Understand this. The world respects strength, not weakness. Opportunities come to those who prove themselves, not to those who sit and wait. Respect, freedom, and power belong only to those who have crushed the weaker self and replaced it with the stronger one. If you want a better life, stop praying for someone to bring it to you and start building the version of yourself who can earn it. That version doesn't hide. That version doesn't make excuses. That version doesn't quit. He takes responsibility for everything, and in that responsibility, he finds the freedom the weaker self never knew. This transformation is not easy. It will demand that you kill parts of yourself you've held onto for years. It will require sacrifice, discipline, and relentless consistency. It will mean facing the truth of your own weakness and refusing to accept it any longer. But nothing else will save you. Not luck, not chance, not other people, only the stronger you. And when you finally commit to building him, when you rise every day with fire in your chest and fight through every obstacle, you will realize something. The life you wanted was always possible. It was just waiting for the stronger version of you to take it. The only savior is not coming from the outside. The only savior is already inside you, waiting to be awakened. Kill the weak self, build the strong self. Stop waiting to be saved, because salvation is not a gift, it is a conquest. And when the stronger version of you finally takes control, you will never again look for a savior, because you will know you are the savior. And now it all comes down to this moment, this choice. You can walk out of here the same person you were yesterday, chained by weakness, addicted to comfort, terrified of pain, waiting for someone else to save you. Or you can burn that version of yourself to the ground and rise into the warrior you were always meant to be. Nobody's holding you back except you. Nobody is standing in your way except the weaker version you've protected for too long. Life does not care about your excuses, your comfort, or your fears. Life respects strength. Life bows to those who demand more of themselves than anyone else ever could. So choose. Choose the fire over the blanket. Choose the battlefield over the prison. Choose the pain that gives birth to power over the comfort that kills you slowly. Because no savior is coming, no hand is reaching down, no one will fight this war for you, and he is waiting. Destroy the old self, step into the fire, and be reborn. The world doesn't need another excuse, it needs you at your strongest. Now rise.